Welcome to This Explainer. If you're running demand gen for a B2B SaaS company, you already know LinkedIn ads can be insanely expensive. But today, we're tearing down the ultimate campaign architecture playbook. We're going to show you exactly how to stop bleeding budget and turn that spend into actual trackable revenue.
Because look, we need to talk about this massive problem right out of the gate. 32%. A recent audit by Grocery looked at 56 B2B SaaS accounts spending a total of $9.4 million on LinkedIn. And what they found is just wild. 32% of those budgets, that is literally $3 million, was completely wasted, just gone. It was being spent on audiences that simply cannot buy, basically just soaking up a third of the budget, all because of default platform settings.
So, to stop this massive leakage, we're building a perfect campaign architecture today. Our agenda is simple. We'll cover your target audience, budget and bidding, winning ad creatives, and finally, tracking real revenue. Let's get right into it.
All right, starting with Section 1, Target Audience, and how to actually stop that ad waste.
The fix here starts with strict negative targeting. Now, step 1, before you even think about launching, is uploading your exclusion lists. So your current customers, your competitors, and any open pipeline opportunities. But step 2, this is where I see most companies drop the ball. You have absolutely got to exclude sales, business development, and HR roles. Think about it. These professionals practically live on LinkedIn all day long, so the algorithm is more than happy to spend your money serving them ads. But they have zero purchasing authority for your software. You have to go in and manually filter them out.
Next up is finding that delicate balance with your audience size. By layering your specific job titles, company sizes, and industries, you want your target parameters to land in a sweet spot of about 30,000 to 100,000 users. It's kind of like a Goldilocks zone. If you go too broad, you just bleed budget. But if you go too narrow, LinkedIn's delivery algorithm actually chokes, and your ad simply won't serve. Hitting that 30K to 100K mark keeps the machine running efficiently while making sure you're only talking to viable decision makers.
Moving right along to Section 2, Budget and Bidding, and the real strategies for scale.
Now you might be wondering why we even accept LinkedIn's notoriously high costs. I mean, we're talking $10 to $16 for an average cost per click, especially when platforms like Meta offer clicks for just a fraction of that. Well, Meta is definitely cheaper up front, but here's the catch. 90% of those leads are completely disqualified for B2B. LinkedIn basically has a monopoly on professional targeting data. So yes, you pay more per click, but the data clearly shows that when you measure it all the way through to a closed deal, LinkedIn actually delivers twice the ROI of Meta. You're paying a premium, sure, but you're paying for pure precision. But because of that premium, LinkedIn is not a magic wand for everyone. Check out this benchmark data from Improvato. If you're an enterprise SaaS with a customer lifetime value over $50,000, LinkedIn is absolutely ideal. But I want you to notice the bottom row here. If your LTV is under $5,000 or if you have a super short sales cycle, you really should just avoid LinkedIn entirely. It's not worth it. Your customer acquisition cost is simply going to be way too high for your deal size.
And when it comes to the actual bidding mechanics to stretch your budget, write this rule down. Never, ever use the default maximum delivery option. Maximum delivery uses CPM-based bidding that will absolutely have you overpaying. Always choose manual CPC. And here's a pro tip straight from the data. Start your bids at just 2/3 of what LinkedIn recommends. Doing this gives you really tight cost control, and you can tweak it daily until you find that perfect balance between actually getting your ads delivered and staying cost efficient.
Okay, on to Section 3, winning ad creatives and how we go about building proof.
So once you've got a warm audience in your mid-funnel, maybe they've engaged with an earlier ad or poked around your site, case study ads become absolute gold. But they have to follow strict rules. Look, B2B buyers do not want a generic text-heavy feature dump. They want cold, hard proof. You need a massive result headline, clear before and after metrics, and a total focus on one single powerful metric. Having a really clean proof structure like this dramatically lowers the perceived risk for the buyer. Whether your hook is 75% fewer hospitalizations in healthcare or $750K in cloud savings for an IT team, that one single massive metric has to dominate the visual space. Please don't hide the main outcome in a giant paragraph of text. You want to make that transformation incredibly obvious in a split second while they're scrolling through their feed. Beyond those traditional image ads, you've also got to leverage thought leader ads. This is where you actually sponsor an organic post directly from a founder or an executive instead of just running it through your faceless company page. And why does this work? Because at the end of the day, B2B buyers fundamentally trust people way more than they trust brand logos. The data backs this up too, showing these ads boast a 3 to 6 times higher click-through rate. It just brings this really authentic, human element back to a platform that can honestly feel a bit too corporate sometimes.
Finally, Section 4, tracking real revenue and proving that pipeline ROI.
To actually prove your return on investment, your data has to flow flawlessly. It all starts with the initial ad click, which gets captured by the LinkedIn Insight tag on your website. But the real magic happens in steps 3 and 4, capturing strict UTM parameters and mapping them directly into your Salesforce or HubSpot CRM. This closed-loop tracking is exactly how you figure out which specific ad creative is the one that actually generated a $50,000 contract 3 months down the line.
But to make that CRM integration flawless, you have to standardize your UTM parameters with rigorous, almost obsessive discipline. Notice the details here. It's all lowercase formats, no exceptions whatsoever. UTM source equals LinkedIn, UTM medium equals paid social. And your campaign name in the UTM has to perfectly match your exact CRM campaign name. This disciplined tagging is the essential bridge between the money you spend on ads and your actual sales pipeline. Without it, you are literally flying blind.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought to take back to your team today. Take a really hard look at your data. Does your current CRM setup actually justify your LinkedIn ad spend, or are you just paying for full inboxes, high click-through rates, and vanity metrics? Because when it comes to B2B SaaS on LinkedIn, pipeline is literally the only metric that truly matters. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now take these strategies, apply them to your own architecture, and let's start turning that wasted spend into real revenue.